Well, while he's off doing his thing, I would just like to express how happy I am with the fact that so far we've agreed on most things that we've talked about. I was very, very not confident. I thought I would be saying a lot of stuff that you disagree with, but so far things have been going pretty well. So this is nice.
Most
Who
of it
knew?
is actually pretty accurate and stuff that I would say myself.
Oh,
So
thank
you're
you.
chilling.
Nice. Well, well, hello everybody. How is everybody doing today? So, we've got a special day today. Whether you're here to learn something or judge or laugh and tell me how bad I am, you're welcome. You can come here and do or say whatever you want as long as you remain respectful. Oh yes, and I need to assign you as mod. 1 second. I need to do that from here. So well, I'll do it while I'm talking. So, I would be a lot more comfortable coaching support. However, I have been recruited as main tank. And coach here, lovely mod coach that I'm assigning as mod in just a second, he has been having some difficulties while playing tank. And he was very, very upset and was focusing a lot on supports and how supports were the reason that he was not going well. You should be modding out. And I found myself trying to explain stuff to him, and then I was like, I'll offer coaching. And then I was like, should I be able to do coaching unsupervised though? Because I don't want to teach him stuff that's wrong, right? So I decided to accept someone's help. Chris was very, very kind to offer his services. He already does coaching for Nebula, which is the team that I'm in, and he does coaching on the side as well. So he will be supervising whatever it is that I coach. He'll correct me if I've said something wrong. He'll add to it if he feels that I missed something. Or hopefully congratulate me when I've said something right, which I doubt will happen very often. But this was a whole experimental thing. It was gonna be private on Monday, but then Floats got sick. Luckily, he's okay now. And so the stream looks scary. Why does it look scary? Nah, it shouldn't look scary at all, dude. It's fine. It's still us. It's still us. So yeah, basically, it just happened to be on a day that I had to stream. So he was like, "Okay, that's fine. You know, if we're streaming it, that's fine." And Chris was like the same. So here we are. We ended up putting it, public. And let's see how it goes. And if you guys enjoy it, it can maybe even become a series. Who knows? I'll be learning something. Floats will be learning something. Chris will get to practice, coaching, and will also practice to mentor in a way. So it'll be a really good experience for all of us. It'll be experience for you, whether you're learning something or you're just getting entertained by a gold player like myself trying to teach something to a silver player, Floats will be learning stuff, not something. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be entertaining for you guys because I'll just make a fool of myself, or maybe I'll surprise people. Who knows? I don't know. But we'll find out. I'm gonna enter the voice channel now, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Hello, hello, guys.
Well, hello, hello.
How are you?
Hello.
How are we? How is everybody doing? I need to open Epic Pen. Hold on. Where are you?
I am sorry, it was for that.
For what? Oh, wow, you sound really low now. What happened?
Oh, okay. Is it good now?
It was
Yeah,
fine
it's
before.
Okay. was-
Nah. But before
was-
was awful.
Oh,
like
was
a
it? Oh,
video
okay.
game.
I'll adjust him. So just leave it like that. I'll
Yeah.
put your volume up.
Yeah.
Or well, maybe put it up a little bit because I have you at 200 and I can't hear you.
Okay. How about now?
Oh, better.
Okay.
Is that okay for you, Chris?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Nice. Alrighty, I actually need to bring you up, Chris, a little bit. Could be because of
yeah.
my music. I'm gonna drag it down a bit more so I can hear you better. Alright. Do you have a code to give me, sir?
I believe I sent you the 3. I've sent you 3 of them. Hey, I'll send them again.
Yes, please, because thank you. Okay, which one do you want me to go with first and why?
I don't know. Just I
We're
don't
we're starting well. It's okay. Tell me
Yeah,
your
just-
thoughts. Tell me your thoughts.
Just go with the last one first.
The last one, Ilios. Okay, what do you remember specifically about Ilios? And why do you want to look at Ilios? What made you be like, okay, this is the game to like give them?
Because I was playing monkey, and when I dived, I'd killed like 3, maybe 4. Let's just say I focused on the support. I killed the support, which was with the tank, and then I killed the tank, and I got no heals, so I died. And then due to me dying, we lost the game.
Okay, I see. Okay, so let's see here. I want to remove that sound thing. Oh, here we go, because that's gonna annoy the living heck out of me. Okay. So Chris, be ready for me to probably say a bunch of shit that's really wrong. And if I do, please don't be afraid to stop me and be like, actually, this is not what you do. But I'm gonna do my best because I want to be able to apply my knowledge, and the best way for me to know whether I've learned something is to explain it to someone and be like, oh, you know, that person's like, oh, that makes sense. Or someone else being like, yes, that is correct. So yeah, this will be kind of like an experience for all of us. Are we ready?
Yes, we are.
Okay, do you guys want to introduce yourself before we do anything?
Hello, my name is Floats.
Okay.
That's all I got.
I will be going on the fly, FT. I will be going on the fly, so I'm complete amateur. If they could be a level below amateur, that would be me. So we will see. We will see how this goes. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to say, Floats, or will I just go on to Chris?
Chris.
Okay, Chris, would you like to introduce yourself? Earth to Chris. Chris, do I need to call an ambulance or someone? Are you okay? Are you alive? He's just disappeared.
I would take that as a no, personally. Now, I don't know about you, but I'll take that as a no.
This is starting really well. I'm loving it. All right.
I know, it very indeed is.
Let's take a look at some random stuff at the beginning. And let's see if we can get him to come in time, because I don't want to coach too much without supervision. Just for the sake of content, I will maybe.
Oh no, what was I playing?
Where are you? I keep forgetting your name is. Okay, you're the diva here. Okay. Come on, Simp. Pick, please, while we wait for Chris to come back. Simp is still not picking. Amazing. Great. That helps.
Round 1. Capture the objective.
Oh, it
When
was
is
the
it-
game with Sam.
Oh my
Fuck.
god. Bro, when is he picking? Hello? Hello?
I don't know, but
Sir?
can you remove? Can you? Wait, can you hide the thingy? The thingy that shows the latest followers. It's covering most of the thingy. The team one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, what's hiding?
It's
Latest
hiding the team
Oh,
one.
the latest followers. I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me lower that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Event list and the border and the video capture and oh my god. Hold on. Where's the monthly subs and the monthly subs? All of that. Let's drag it down. Whee! Okay. I should be better now. Okay. Chris, are you still AFK?
Are you still alive?
Oh, there we go. Sim finally picked. 1 minute 15 seconds in. My condolences. Okay, so let's look at your comp. Okay, so looking at your comp, what do you think your job is as Diva other than getting demeched?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ow, ow, I fell. Ow, I fell. I somehow fell while I was sitting. Anyways, eat bullets, kill, and take points.
Okay. Let me rephrase that. Within the comp, looking at like who's playing with you, what is your job as Diva? Who do you protect? Where do you go? What is your job?
I protect the Bab because he will have good aim, which he did not in this game. Protect him and basically do the deflecting thingy on him so he doesn't die on me. And try not to get demeched.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I had to turn off the music and I wasn't listening. Say that again for me. I apologize.
I try to protect the Bab, which really did not happen there. But I stayed with the Lucio. So we'll just wait. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm sorry. Give me a moment.
You're fine. Take a breath. Take a breath. I think it's just the thing of being on stream and people looking at your gameplay and stuff. It's fine. You're nervous. It's okay. I'm nervous too, if it helps. People are watching me teach you stuff that I'm unsure about. And also, Chris is not here. So I'm also very nervous. Does that help?
I am very concerned about Chris.
Oh, wow. I see him light up. What's going on?
Echo.
Oh, damn. Okay. I just played a game with
Anyways.
the one only Zupo. I don't know who Zupo is. Turn up the music. I can almost hear the VOD. Oh. Okay, so yeah, I was asking just in general with the comp. So if you don't know, you can just say I don't know. You don't have to guess if you don't know. I mean, you can try to.
Basically, from what I remember is my plan was to kill that Lucio because he was really getting on my nerves.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, so generally your job as off tank would be to support your main tank and to peel for your supports. However, unfortunately, you're playing ladder, which means that you have a hog one trick playing with you. So
I hate hogs. Yeah.
yes, me too. But unfortunately, he works a lot in lower elos, so yeah, just expect one almost in every game. So in this situation, I'd say against the enemy comp, what do you think your job is to make sure to protect your team? Like, who is the biggest threat that you can look after? That you go, okay, that's my job to make sure that this person does not get value.
DPS, specifically the Genji Ephara, and also balls because because ball is dangerous, specifically when he comes from the back.
Okay, so specifically in here, this is what I've learned so far anyway, that I am confident in saying. The one main target for you in the enemy team would be the Pharah, because you're the only one that can actually go
Yes.
get her. right? And she doesn't have a mercy pocket, which is awesome. The Anna would be the only one that would be able to heal her.
But as you
Ideally,
see,
mm-hmm.
In that actually, um, I couldn't because the Lucio was not leaving me do anything,
But if you
and
think
that's
about it,
why
right?
I wanted to kill him so bad.
That's okay, and I understand that. However, think about it this way, right? How much damage does a Lucio do compared to a Pharah? And who's the Lucio attacking, and who will the Pharah be attacking?
The Lucio was attacking me.
Right, and how much HP do you have when you're not demeched?
600?
A lot.
650?
Let's just say a lot.
A lot.
Do you think that a Lucio 1v1ing you is more important than making sure the Pharah doesn't shoot your supports?
Yes.
Why?
Because as you can see, the Fora is just staying in point.
Okay. So
While
let's
the
go back
Lucio
then.
is the Lucio is being a rat and just pushing me back every time I try to go somewhere.
Okay. Let's go back then and see what's going on.
Go ahead.
You are F3. Let's go back a
Wow.
bit more.
I think someone is in danger right now.
And who's someone?
So there.
Why?
His snake is holding him hostage.
Wait, what? Solaire?
Yes.
Well, I'm very confused. What do you want? What are you on about?
Solaire just said my snake is holding me hostage.
Oh, did he? All right, and the thing. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'd say, well, we don't have we don't have a Moira here, unfortunately. In this situation, you're kind of assuming that you're gonna be doing a 5v6. However, two things can happen in this situation, right? Either it's a 5v6, meaning that the match is gonna get cancelled. So it doesn't really matter if you wait near spawn, right? Because if it gets cancelled, it just gets cancelled. So fuck that, right? However, oh nice, he's got a good glove and everything. However, if like in this case, they're just taking forever to go and get out, you might want to like play a little bit slow and wait for them to come out of spawn, right? You do have a BAP, so they can still heal you, but you're gonna need to play careful because you technically only have one support, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the first thing that I would keep in mind. Okay, let's go back here one second.
What have I missed?
Oh, hey,
Hello.
Chris, you're alive!
Yeah, he's alive.
I had to go for food. My bad. Okay. what have I
You're
missed?
fine. We didn't really
were-
do much.
We were very
Basically,
concerned about your health.
yes. We were mainly going over his comp and the enemy comp, what I told him. I can tell you what I told him. You can let
I
him
have-
know. Yes?
Can I have the codes?
Oh,
so
I'm...
I can look at it.
Oh, yeah,
and
sure.
I
see
am
if
sorry.
it's-
Do you wanna? Do you want me to
yeah,
stream
I'm
it
sending
in?
him.
I can stream it in. Oh, I should be
no,
streaming
no.
it in Discord. Hello. How else is he gonna look at it? He's gonna look at it delayed on my stream. See, I am so new at this. Hold on a
I
second.
I can't send you the codes.
Here. And I'll send you the code as well. So that you can take a look at it both from my stream and his.
I'll look at it from my own PC and then.
Yeah, exactly. One second.
Okay,
Let me
I'll
just
watch
What are you
it.
doing first?
message it
the,
here.
Ilios.
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 Mm-hmm.
Let me look through. Replays, imports.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Floats. Take a look at the stream in the Discord because
Yeah, I'm watching.
yeah,
Discord.
it's
I'm
not
watching.
delayed.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the Diva on blue team, right?
Airman 81. Yeah, exactly. So here's what I told him.
Yeah.
Please let me know if you think it is correct or incorrect or needs to know, like, say more. So what I told him, first I asked him, what his job is. He wasn't entirely sure. So I told him that his job is off tank, ideally when he has a main tank, is to help out his main tank and peel for his supports.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
can annotate that a little bit. So, okay. So
Mhm.
obviously you're playing Diva, right? The comp is questionable, very questionable actually. But it's your average
Yeah,
rank. It's your
no
average
one.
rank comp,
Yeah,
as well
no
as
Yes.
one
like
was talking.
that as
Everyone
well.
was just yeah.
Okay, so your job is mostly to be like a backup for this guy by providing your this ability here,
Sorry, who's
as
this
well
guy?
as
Who?
I've annotated on the hog. Um,
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to stream your thing as well then. One second.
and
uh,
then
I'm just watching both of y'all streams at the same time, so you're good.
but then
Chat will be
also
confused otherwise.
you have to be aware as Diva. You also have to peel for Baptiste as well as this guy, but he's AFK, so you don't
Yeah,
have to worry about him.
he picked Moria late in the game.
You picked, yeah, okay.
He did indeed.
So right, let me just clear the boards. Right. So obviously you peel for him and provide what's it?
Back up.
Utility with
Okay.
this ability for this guy. Because he's gonna be the main tank. He's gonna be the one that makes the space. You're gonna be the one that helps him. By using this ability and then obviously like this one to like push people away and whatnot. But basically you use that, let him make the space, you save the space, and you hold the space. Um, so obviously from here, what I can see, it would be this guy, this guy, this guy, and you as like the core in brackets. Basically, you all stick together. However, obviously this is ranked, so it probably won't have a direct translation. But AKA like this guy probably just goes on like a constant flank, like around, or like goes that way, or something like that. But your main job as Diva is to peel for your supports because anybody with half a brain knows that if you take out a support, you're more than likely gonna win the fight because they lose like a bunch of sustain. Um, and obviously you have to peel for both of them. Just always keep an eye on your back line, as well as always look ahead because usually like it's a lot different in scrims in comparison to ranked games. In terms of communication, like obviously in scrims and team environments, there's always going to be a lot of talking. The main talkers will be the main tank. Um, he or she or they, whatever, will be the one that mostly calls for rotations for movement on like where you want to walk. So say for example you want to walk main, they communicate, okay, I'm going to walk main. Everybody is now aware that the main tank is going to move main, and they'll count down, say from like three, like 3, 2, 1, and then they all walk. That's kind of how it works. And then obviously the off tank will provide like the initial defense um when you play aggressive. So like to eat up any potential like projectiles or abilities that they may use. And then obviously healing for supports, blah 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 blah, like all of that, like that's common knowledge. Um, but in ranked, um, it's very different in terms of how your playstyle is supposed to be played. So there's a, I don't know how to explain it, but there's team playstyle, and then there's ranked playstyle. Like for example, when I used to play on like Horizon, I used to play main tank, so I used to play like Rhine, Orisa, Bull, and Winston. However, in ranked, I only played like Hog and Bull because they're the only characters that actually work.
Yeah.
I'm I can shamefully admit I am a Hog player, but
How dare you?
listen, it got me SR, so that's fine. Um, but yeah, basically, like the playstyle is very different. However, you still have to have the awareness to be able to make your own decisions with confidence that it could possibly work. Um, what is their comp actually? They're actually running like an off-brand Arab dive.
Can I add something?
Ow.
Just before you go on, because what you say is definitely going to be more important than what I said. I said very little. I just want to make sure that you know what I said so that you can let me know if it's correct or if you want to add to it or anything.
Yeah,
I
sure.
did ask him what he believed his job was against the enemy camp, because as you will see soon, he was kind of focusing down the Lucio. We're gonna get to that in a second because we'll see why. And basically I told him his main concern out of that comp would be exactly the Farah. Now there is something else that just came to me as well. Whenever the enemy hog hooks any of your teammates, but ideally mainly your supports, obviously, try to DM the last of their hook. You know the way it's a hook shot combo. Just that last shot will be basically the one that like gets the kill, gets the one shot. So if you can DM that, you might just save their life. Please continue.
When one of my when one of my supporters gets hooks, I mostly just boost onto them and push them away.
That can also work, but it's very,
That's
very uncommon. It's more common to use obviously D Matrix. So yeah,
One is
as you were
more
saying,
reliable than the other.
one
Yeah.
works 9 out of 10 of the times. One works about 3 out of 10 of the times. So it's probably better if you do the 9 out of 10 rather than the 3 out of 10. But yeah, basically everything Zahyra said was right. Your main focus is not this guy. Completely like forget about him. He is not your issue. They are. The Farah is the bane of your existence. And basically you mark that Farah with your entire like health pool. Because basically, if you enable that Farah to do anything, then they just get barrage on cooldown and they win the every single round. Because you don't contest the Farah. That's kind of like your job. Um, but yeah, also with the hog hooks as well. Always just keep an eye on your backline, like every now and then, just like uh turn around to make sure that like no hogs flanking. Always check like your peripherals. Um, and if there is like a hog flanking, then just obviously prepare yourself for it. Um, and the hog will more than likely hook one of your supports and try and go for the one hit combo. Usually a left click and a punch. If you just want to DM the left click, then you're fine. You're sorted. You've basically just saved a life. But other than that,
There was something that I wanted to check, if that's okay. If is it
yeah,
okay
of
to
course,
move on to
Yes.
my end? Let me see here 1 second. This is what I was wondering because I saw him do something, and I want to see. Hold on.
3,
Where are you at?
1.
Oh, you're emoting. That's
Round
why.
one. Capture the
Okay.
that has to be a part.
Oh yeah, and something else that I told him as well.
Oh yeah, wait.
Please.
Zahyra,
Yes.
can you please turn your stream down to 1080p, please?
Down.
Because
Wait. Stream as in the Discord one or
yeah, the Discord,
Discord
yeah,
one?
because
Okay. Yeah.
it's going like 2 FPS. Okay, yeah,
No problem. Let me do that real quick.
Thank
1
you.
second. Oh, good God. Hold on. Is it here? It is here. And stream quality. I'll put it down to 30 FPS, and I'll put it down to. We'll put it down to. I'll put it down to 720. Should be.
If you put it down to 720, then do it 60 FPS.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I'm using because like 1080 isn't that good, but like you can use
Yeah.
720, 60.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Alrighty. So another thing before I forget that I told him. Oh yeah, let me also open Epic Pen before I forget. Oh no, I do have it. Why isn't it showing over?
Do you have your game on full screen?
Yeah, I just realized. Yeah, 1 second. Let me just
That's why.
do that real quick. Okay. Another thing that I told him, I don't know if this was correct or not. This is just what I would do, so let me know what you think. What I told him was, as you can see, like Simp is. Hold on, let me.
AFK.
Yeah, Simp is AFK at the moment. So what I was thinking was basically play it a little bit slow because one of two things can happen, seeing as the match only just started. Either one, it's just
Game
gonna
can get
cancel.
cancelled,
Yeah, exactly. It's just gonna get
or they
canceled.
fix it.
So exactly. So waiting for them either way is gonna be, a plus.
Yeah.
They do have a BAP, which means he
Mhm.
can take some damage, so they can still put a little bit of pressure, and build ult, but
Mhm.
to not go too aggro, seeing as they're missing
Yeah.
one player so far. What
Okay.
do you think?
I agree with everything there pretty much.
Okay.
See, obviously it's a 5v6, so you want to play it a little bit slower. Um, and it's one of your healers, so you've got to play a little bit extra slower. Um, as well as um, yeah, obviously you have the BAP, so you have like sustain and whatnot. Um, however, as the only, I mean, it's all right as like a solo heal, but like when it comes to obviously your entire like team, they're gonna need like a lot of heals. So you kind of just have to be very careful with your health pool. Even though you have 600 HP and half of it is armor, you can still lose that in an instant with like a Hulk hook, um, and other stuff like that. Um, so you just kind of got to be careful at the fact that you only have 5 players on the field at the time. So you kind of just have to approach it with a lot more care than if you had, say, 6 players. Um, and seeing as one of your supports is AFK, it's kind of makes it a lot worse. Like if it was a DPS, then it wouldn't be as bad, but it would still be bad. If it was a tank, it'd be about the same as a support because
Yeah.
support and tank are the most impactful roles in the game in terms of being able to keep your team alive and also make space because that's kind of like what this entire game revolves around is about space creation and
Mm.
the prevention of space being taken back and being able to sustain your team and keep them alive. But
Yeah.
yeah, everything else I'd agree with.
Perfect.
So, actually, a quick fact: I
Mm.
didn't actually notice that the simp was AFK until you guys just said it right now.
Okay,
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't really open my tab that much. I
okay,
only open it when I want to check alts, which is like the twice per round at least.
okay. One more little tip, like at the beginning of the game, like press tab like every so often. Like
Yeah.
like you said, you only check it twice per round. Do it more. Like I like in one round, I press tab at least like 6 or 7 times
I
just to make sure
really.
that like
Mm.
my
Sorry.
team is doing fine and like all my stats are like all right and whatnot.
Yeah, a really good tip for that as well is I don't know if you're aware of it, floats, but after the first 15 seconds that the game starts, the enemy team will show up on your tab. So you can kind of
Yeah, I
be
know that.
careful. Okay, yeah, that's cool. And then you know that's awesome. Okay, so let me just see that there's this one thing that I wanted to check. One sec. Okay, can I ask you, why did you use your DM here?
Farah
What
was
would have happened if you hadn't used your DM?
probably someone would have died or gotten damaged.
From what I can see, nobody would have died because the Farah cannot aim. They're shooting. If you look at my stream real quick,
Yep.
Yeah,
um,
I'm seeing it.
they're aiming and right here. You're chilling. You're fine. They're
Okay, I just
aiming.
did it just in case.
Yeah, yeah. They're aiming here. Nobody's gonna get damaged by that. You can literally just walk through.
Even if it is just in case, correct
Don't
me
need
if
to
I'm
worry.
wrong. Apart from that, but also it's an opportunity. If you're the one, seeing as you've got such a huge health pool, you're in front of everybody right now. You can take the damage, and in the meantime, your BAP just farms ult, right? Unless you're like really low, or you can see that they're aiming directly at a teammate, and you can just DM your teammate. In this situation, what I would do anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, is just take the damage, and your BAP can just heal you, and he's just gonna get window a lot faster.
Yes, 100%. So obviously you're walking out main and you held your DM for quite a while actually. But yeah, if you can use like your DM for like the first like couple seconds, not like seconds, but like couple like frames. But then after that, drop it, body block, and basically just tank the damage. The Baptiste will keep you alive. Um, and then basically you're not only helping yourself, but you're also helping the team build up ults to be able to just use them. Um, but yeah, you used DM for way too long. Like you were standing here, started like DMing, and now you're here. Well, you moved this far while holding right click. Like, don't get me wrong. Like using DM is good. Like, at least you have a brain. But like, be able be be able to manage
Not
your
wasted.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
be able to manage your cooldowns and util correctly, and then you should be able to just flatten out a bunch of mistakes that you can make.
Which then
Because
leads me to. Oh, sorry. Go on. Whatever
oh no
you.
no no, that's I think that's everything for
Are you
this.
sure? I can
Yeah
leave
yeah
you
yeah.
go until there's something else that
No
I
no
want to
no.
point out after.
Yeah yeah.
Okay.
You
Cool.
can move on.
Okay. So we go forward. Okay, we're shooting the ball. We have our DM. Go forward. Hey, we've got a hog next. Okay, in this case, this is what we talked about. He hooked him, right? So
Yeah.
a good thing would be to just DM him just to make sure he takes less damage. He's a hog anyway. He's gonna heal himself and everything, but it's just a good habit to have, in my opinion. Okay. We're using
I thought he was
the.
just gonna continue all forward. That's why I used it.
That's okay. Now this is just my opinion. Chris, do tell me if I'm wrong, but what I would use the missiles for is mostly two main things. One is shield break if they have something like a Reinhardt or something and you just want to get through to the shields, or they have double shield or whatever. And the other is to secure a kill and just make sure that whoever it is that you're flying to, that you're trying to kill, 100% will die. What do you think, Chris?
Yes. Also, as well, you are playing Sniper Diva. Why are you playing Sniper Diva? Basically, you have taken a very interesting off angle, while the Genji and Boar are all the way in your backline, and you're all the way out here with none of your team. So basically, you're kind of in a really bad position in terms of because you're on an off angle while your team is being dived on, and like, where are you gonna go? Your options are go here, but then you're going into three people, probably even four. Wait, actually, I think you're going into four people. No, just three. But you're going into three people, or you go back, and that's going to take a lot of time. So you've kind of just taken a really bad angle, and like you just walked ahead. Basically, what I would do is just make sure that your team is moving with you before you start doing anything. Um,
What was in my head is the hog was coming right behind me, but he turns out he didn't, which I
Okay.
didn't look back for.
Can I ask you, what would have happened if he was coming behind you and you would have gone somewhere else?
Probably dropped down there, and the Baptiste would probably just be right behind us.
Hmm. So even if he was coming behind you, this is just what I think. Um, what you would be looking out for is mainly his position. So like it's not really your job to damage him or kill him. There's no way you're gonna be able to do that. You just don't do the amount of damage that can shred a tank. Especially someone like Hog that can heal himself as much as he can heal himself.
Unless you're, if I may, unless
Yes.
you're close quarters, because
Yeah.
Diva's gun is like a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
I noticed that.
if you're close quarters, it melts. If you're not
Yeah.
close quarters, it is literally shooting a Nerf dart.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah,
kind of
just
be aware of that.
marshmallows.
She's very much of an assassin tank. That's why, like boosting into a target. You don't think so? I've heard her being called that quite a lot, where you just like boost in and like secure a kill that way.
No,
No?
I wouldn't agree. It's more
Hmm.
of a backline helper
Hmm.
because her entire kit is basically backline helping because you have hold on, you have D Matrix to eat projectiles or bullets or whatever's being thrown at your backline. You have thrusters to either
Get there
uh,
fast.
get there quicker, get to your backline quicker, and then to be able to synchronize with DM to eat an ultimate, for example, like a tracer pulse bomb. And then you have micro missiles that can be used on stun targets. So say if like a ball goes to PD your backline, they get stunned by like say if you have it like an Anna Brig backline, um, and you like shield bash, you can just use your main weapons as well as the micro missiles to deal as much damage as possible before the ball gets away. And then basically you build up ult charge, and you also build, and then you also save your backline from from the ball. Basically, if you let the ball just have free reign over your backline, you will have no heals, and if you have no heals, you will lose the game.
Yep.
That's just kind of like that's my opinion on Diva and how she should be played.
Oh yeah, no, I
Um,
definitely agree.
However, there is some circumstances where you can like do the secure the kill thing, but majority of the time you are a protector. You aren't a killer.
Yeah, I probably
So
should have rephrased it. What I meant is like when she does kill, she's like an assassin type, where she'd like go in, secure the kill, and then get out. That's what I meant. Probably should have rephrased it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree with you to an extent. You
Yeah.
don't use
It
this to
shouldn't
go
be
in.
the main thing.
You
Mm,
don't use this to go in. It's
yeah.
like Winston's jump. You don't use that to go in. You use it to get out.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing double bubble and you have an Ana. Then you use the jump to go in, get bubbled, get
Hmm.
nanoed, and then deal the damage. But then you use the jump to get out. And then you always use the jump to get out. You don't use the jump to get in because then once you're deep in the backline, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. There's no way to
You're
escape.
basically just gonna feed.
I have to choose
So
my words carefully, because again, that's what I meant by go in and get out. But I think, okay, I have to choose my. Well, how would you word that so that I don't confuse people when I say
um
things?
so to go in and go basically like if your team is pushing,
Mm-hmm.
you're with them. However, if they're backing out, you have a backout tool. So it's
Okay.
basically like you can enter with your team, but then you can also withdraw with your team. So it's kind of like I wouldn't say in and out, but more of a um offense to like retreat to reset and whatnot.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I would think of it. But yeah,
Okay.
I think that's everything from this.
Let me see if there was anything else that I wanted to do. Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, yeah, so this is where the Lucio fight starts, right?
Yup.
Okay, so what did you notice so far? Who shot who first?
I was kind of watching Chris's stream, so if we can go back a little bit, please.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, let me know when you're looking at it.
I'm looking.
Okay.
Aye.
Okay. So the one who started the 1v1 with the Lucio would be yourself,
Me.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
So the Lucio is reacting to the diva attacking him. Okay, you forgot about the Lucio, went over there. That's something that I noticed. I used to do it as well, and it's something that I got coached on before, which is just keeping a target in mind instead of reacting to what's in front of the screen. What it looks like to me, I could be wrong. Let me just look at it again. You're backing out. Okay, so it looks like did you back out to make sure you could kill the Lucio? Why did you back out? Because I saw the Lucio went off of your screen and then you decided to back out. I want to make sure that I know the reason why you backed out in the first place.
I noticed at that point that there was no one with me.
Okay.
I was actually about to drop in there, but I noticed that actually no one was near me and I couldn't get healed, so I'd probably end up dying. That's why I backed out, and I saw the ball in front of me,
Okay.
but then I got sleeped.
I think backing out was the right thing because you noticed that you were on your own. However, I would probably not have used the boosters unless I noticed that it was really necessary for me to use it, right? In this case, you're what, halfway through your boosters by now?
Yeah.
And that ball is pretty low. So you actually would be able to go and help kill that ball. Are you able to finish killing that ball? No. Okay. You got
No,
slept
that's
anyway. Um,
yeah.
you might have gotten slept, you might not have gotten slept. The point that I'm trying to make is you you could have a little bit more boosters. You might have been able to run after that ball. What do you think, Chris?
So I just watched it back. You were
Yep.
halfway through your boosters and cancelled it.
Oh, did he
So
cancel it as well?
yep. If I go back and then put about 2-5. Actually, if I put it up to 0.5, obviously you start shooting at the Lucia 2, and then cancel it.
Oh,
Actually,
yes,
not
he did.
even cancel
That's
it.
true.
If you kept the boosters, you could probably secure the kill on the ball.
Mm,
Makes it more
true.
winnable. Actually, it makes it more. Actually, no, it's still an unfair fight because it's a 4v6. But yeah, you cancelled. I mean, you could have actually secured that kill. I can't lie. It was pretty much available. However, the Ana just slept you. So unlucky, to be honest.
Yeah.
Then do you wake up instantly? No. Okay. Um, but yeah, you cancelled your. I mean, actually, what you could have done is like thrust it out, and then like acknowledge the Anna will more than likely have a sleep dart. But why was she aiming it here? There's nobody here.
I think she was just doing the usual low elo of like throw the sleep
Oh,
dart in a
just throw the
direction.
sleep dart and pray.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I haven't played in this elo in so long. Jesus. Um, but yeah, so they just threw it and got lucky and hit somebody.
Basically, yeah.
That's probably gonna go into their montage. Um, so yeah, you cancel thrusters. Got slept. Could have killed the ball. I think that's everything from this
I
thing.
I believe if I also continued the thruster, I would have got slept either ways.
Hold on. Let
No.
me look at it from the Anna's POV. It's F12. Probably, actually, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably would
Yeah.
have
But like
walked into it
you,
anyway.
either like it would have been the very tail end of you, or they would have actually just missed and went past you completely. So there was two possibilities that could have happened, and you chose the third one. Cancel it. Um, so I don't know why, I don't know how, but we move, I guess.
I'd say probably I canceled it because of the Farah that was there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I mean,
that's what I was talking about earlier, which is the reacting on what's on your screen rather than picking a target and being like, okay, that one is low. I'm gonna make sure that they die. I think that's really important. Unless you realize, I don't know, you're about to secure a kill and one of your teammates is in danger, then your priority changes. Okay, I have to save my teammate. But if that's not the situation, I think you would be making sure to secure that kill. What do you think, Chris?
yeah, I'd agree with that to a little bit of an extent.
Okay.
Your main job, obviously, as a diva player, is to protect like the backline, right?
Yeah.
You're here. Your backline is here. Your team is here. You are completely out of position. You should actually be around here. Be with your like Hog and your Cree or Cassidy, whatever. Um, to be able to give them the resource of D Matrix because right now, well, because you're sleeping, but also because you have a D Matrix that was only used at the start, and I don't think I've seen it since. I've only seen that. I've only seen it once. Um,
Yeah, so far,
so,
yeah.
and the only reason why it hasn't been used is because you are in a completely different position to the rest of your team, therefore not allowing you to use that to your advantage. And that's kind of what I've picked up um, from this entire thing. Uh, unless there's anything else, don't believe. I've
Yeah.
noticed anything else.
I think the
So far.
positioning will come with the target priority as well. Like if you think about it, right, you went in there to fight the hog, right? And you decided to go chase the hog until he dropped down, right? When really the whole point of, you know, like against the hog is just make sure he doesn't, hook one of your teammates. You went there, you helped your hog against the enemy hog. Ideally, you would have DM'd his hook. And then you saw the other hog just backed away, right? And your hog was left alive and he went back to his team. In that situation, you would just back up with your hog and be like, oh, okay, like we made the enemy hog back up. Let's, go back to the rest of the team and just, go where the hog wants to go and just make the push wherever he wants to make it. If that makes sense. So technically, you wouldn't even be there in the first place if that had happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What do you think, Chris?
I agree. Completely, I agree. Once you notice that the hog moves away, the enemy hog moves away, that's when you notice, okay, we've got to back out. But obviously you didn't notice that,
Yeah, I didn't look back.
so you just kept moving forward. Whereas
Yeah.
the rest of the team moved back, you moved forward. Luckily enough, nobody like saw you, so you didn't really lose anything like from this. But like you should basically just be aware that if your hog's backing out, you back up too. Like, because there's no point in you taking this angle if there's nobody there to follow up or to initiate the fight in the first place. So it's just kind of like you should be in a different position to where you are now. And then all of this probably wouldn't even have happened, and you probably would be like close to point, or even cap the point at this rate.
You might have been able to even help the hog hook the Farah, seeing as she's not entirely in the best position at the moment.
Ground Farah, PogChamp.
Ground
Yep.
Farah, yeah. Alrighty, let's see. Let's see here. Oh, hold on. Back to F3. Okay. Okay, you get slapped. Okay. Did you? What was the reason for DMing there?
Lucio on my left.
Okay, but you started DMing before you looked at the Lucio. So you went here, and then you get slapped. And then Wakey, Eggs and Bakey. You DM in front of you at the ground. What is it you're DMing at the moment?
I started DMing and I should have actually DM'd a little late. Either way, the point was to stop the Lucio.
Okay,
So
I'm just gonna intervene here real quick.
Okay, yeah.
You do not need to DM a Lucio.
I was just about to say it.
The Lucio deals 20 damage per shot. You have 600 HP. You are fine. You
Yeah.
do not need it. You are fine. The only person that you need to DM is this obese little pig. And this. And this. They're the three main ones that you should DM. Otherwise, you're fine. You're completely fine.
And maybe
maybe
Anna
Genji
Nade and Sleep.
possibly Anna as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Nade and Sleep, and potentially for like shurikens that randomly just hit you.
Mhm.
But the one person that you don't need to DM, you DM'd. This guy only deals 20 damage per shot. You do not need it.
Basically, what I did is anything that hit me, I just used to DM.
Yeah, no. Don't do that.
So if you notice, right, your DM, unfortunately, like they changed it and it drains so fast. Like just you turning around, it's already almost gone, right? So it's more like it's kind of like basically almost like an Orisa shield now, like it gets melted so quickly. You use it with intention. You go, okay, this is gonna get melted soon, or this resource is gonna go really soon. So I need to make sure that I use it for something that's important, right? This Lucio shooting at you when you're like a big chunky tank with like half of your HP being, armor, is not really a priority. Now, the reason that you're getting demacked here is because you got hooked, right? And the reason you got hooked, excuse me, thank you, is because look at where you are and look at where your team is. So you got there, you got hooked in there, fair enough, but oh, I went too fast. 1 second. Okay, so everyone's kind of like that. That's okay. Had you gone to your hog, that would have been better. But you walked ahead. You got slept. You're on your own now. Look, all of their team. Hold on. Let me see here. Pen. I'm new at this now. 1 second. Okay. So technically, the space that you're holding.
The entire screen.
Am I not?
Streaming application.
Oh, hold on. Do you mean the whatchamacallit?
Discord.
You can't see Epic Pen.
You can't see Epic Pen. Thank you. Appreciate it. 1 second. Screen, change windows, screen 1. Appreciate it. Thank you for pointing that out. Do you see the Epic Pen now?
Yes.
Okay. So, if you see that, right? Actually, I need to move it a little bit more like this. Blue pen. Well, she's dead, but let's just say this is, oh wow, that's massive.
Yeah, you see the dot under the eraser?
Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've used it. So technically, this is the space that you're taking, right? And you're like way ahead of that space. And the space that they have right now, well, technically the Genji is a little bit far further forward, but if technically it's this one, but he can like dash in and out, right? So you're definitely like way in their zone. So obviously he's gonna come in and hook you and like get you over here, and then everybody can just shoot you, right? And how do you delete everything? How do you delete?
Control Shift 7.
I did it. It wasn't that, but I did it. So yeah, that's basically. So you remember you thought you got demacked because you were doing the 1v1 with the Lucia, right?
Yeah.
But now we're starting to realize there's a lot more to that than just.
It wasn't the Lucia 1v1. It was everybody collapsing on you at once.
So you're DMing here, you got hooked because you were out of position. Then, okay, why did you decide to go there and DM also at the same time? What was your reasoning? What were you planning?
I thought everyone would push with me, but it turns out no one did.
Okay, did you turn around? Well, it's a stupid question because we're all looking at it. You didn't turn around to check if they were coming with you, though, did you? Okay.
No.
You just assumed, which happens. It happens with me too. I sometimes assume, and then I'm like, oh, I'm here by myself. It's why we're at the elo that we're at.
And there's a couple issues. You trust your team too much.
Yeah, and ladder.
when you push forward, you think, okay, people are gonna come with me. They won't. They will play as passive as they want to. So it's just kind of like you have to be careful of that. You have to be mindful of that. To the point where like you have to basically be aware that if you're moving forward, you aren't guaranteed if anybody else is moving forward. Say for example, I mean it's completely different in like scrims and whatnot because like if you move forward, your entire team will move forward.
Yeah.
Ranked is a completely different scenario. It's kind of like if I move, there's a slight chance they will actually move with me. If the chance they do move with you, you're chilling. You have your team. If they don't, you have to be extra careful and use your util correctly. And then once you've done that, you're fine. You're like, if your team comes and helps you, then you have your team to push. If they don't come and help you, you're dead. Basically. If you move forward. And obviously, option B, being death, is the option that's actually happened here. So
that's why there's such a huge difference between playing in like a team, like scrims and stuff, and ladder, like it's like two polar opposite
Two polar
gameplays.
opposites.
Yeah, exactly. Like in a scrim environment where you're with your team and you trust your team, you have to trust your team. You have to trust that your healers will heal you. You have to trust that, your tank will
Your
know what
tanks will make
rotations to do.
space.
Exactly. In this situation though, they're all random people. You can't trust that they will do everything unless you're playing like top 500, and even then,
Even then, you
yeah,
still can't trust them.
exactly.
I'm gonna be
They'll
honest.
do their
There's
job better.
There's a few GM players that are very questionable.
Exactly. Like
So
they'll do their job better, so you can trust them to be better players, but you can't trust them to the full extent that you can in like a normal team.
the only difference between like a gold silver player and like masters top 500 GM is just their mechanics.
Yeah.
That's it. Their
And
mechanics are
just
better.
like general
they
game
could
sense and stuff,
they,
yes,
yeah, I
better.
mean they could have the IQ of a literal potato and be masters. Like
Damn,
hell,
I
even
didn't
I
know it
got
was
masters.
possible to have the IQ of a potato.
Like, hold on. But like, this is it right now. But basically, it's kind of like you just gotta be able to know what you're doing and have decent enough mechanics to keep up with everybody else around you. I climbed quite high. I mean, I wouldn't say quite high because it's still like masters, but like it's comfortable in masters. So it's just kind of like how you're able to refine your mechanics and be able to have that game sense to know what your role is and how to actually play it correctly. That's
The
kind of the difference between like a high elo player and a low elo. Like the high elo, I would say like like masters and GM, like they know their role and they know what they're comfortable on and they can play it to a decent level. Like for example, majority of GM tracer players, because if you have good aim, tracer is dominant. Like you can just dom
one
a whole
clip
lobby.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just dom a whole lobby as tracer. However, like say if a gold player plays tracer, it's a bit more inconsistent. I want
Mm.
that sounds really mean, but like it's a lot more inconsistent
It's
in
just
performance
truthful.
in comparison to like a higher player. Like if you have a higher player, you know they're going to be consistent in their role because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like a gold player is still kind of experimenting, still kind of finding their comfort, finding their game sense and whatnot. It's basically like sort of the casual player base, but it's kind of like the casual player base. I want to take it a little bit, take it like a step up and whatnot.
Mm.
Like Masters players are like hard grinders. GM players are hard grinders of the game. Like they play God knows how long a day. Um, and they've practiced and practiced and practiced over and over and over again to the point where they're almost perfect on the role. I say almost because not every single person is a perfect player.
Yeah,
There's
of
always
course.
a few little mistakes.
Mm.
Even the best player in the world
Mm.
has mistakes.
That's why they have coaches.
Yeah, exactly.
um,
It's why most teams have coaches.
that's why the best way I can describe the difference between ladder and playing with a team is when you're in a team and you trust each other, you play with your team.
Hmm.
And when you're playing in ladder, you play around your team. You just like you do keep in mind what your job is, but also you watch what your team does. Obviously, if someone is just being completely suicidal and they just go off and get killed over and over again before the fight even starts, don't go try to save them. It's just stupid. You're just gonna die. But like in this case, you made the decision to go forward, which in that situation, it wouldn't really be technically, even in like a scrim environment, it wouldn't really be your decision to go forward. The main tank would decide that, but you would know because they tell you, right? Or else if you notice someone's low, you can be like, oh, this person is low, and then you go forward, right? But in this situation, you don't know if they're going to come forward with you or not. Even if you make the call, you can't trust that they will listen to you. So you can make the call, look behind you, see if they're following you. If they're not following you and they're going in a completely opposite direction, go with them. go with them and help them and make sure that whatever they're planning collectively or somewhat collectively has a higher chance of succeeding than you just deciding, okay, I'm gonna go in here and then realizing nobody's following you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd 100% agree. So it's very dependent. So in team environment, it's very dependent on what role you play. Is how you communicate. So, for example, I was the main tank for Horizon, and basically my communication was I'd never shut up. Like you have to basically non-stop talk all the time. You always talk about where you're walking, where you're moving, where you're rotating, where you're retreat, when you're like backing out, when you're going in, when you have all, when you're gonna use it. You have to basically do all of that as well as like call a target that you want them to focus on, and do that all as well as play the game. It I'm not gonna. I can't say main tank is a hard role because it's actually kind of brain dead. But like, it's just kind of like you've got a bunch of communication responsibilities as well as mechanical in-game responsibilities. Like for example, say like if you're playing brawl, you're basically like if you die, the fight is pretty much lost unless like your team just clutches it because their one form of protection, the shield. I mean, they also have like, say, if you have a diva, you also have D Matrix, but your shield is gone completely out of the fight. And if they still have, if it's like a brawl mirror, and they still have their Rhine, they're gonna win because they have the extra protection and all the util to just run you over. That's pretty much what I find with like main tank. Main tank is usually the one that makes the calls, and like the off tank usually echoes it just in case people didn't listen and what's it they get like um the clear image of what the team wants to do together, because then basically you move forward as a team, and if you lose the fight, you lose the fight as a team. You don't lose it as an individual player, you lose it as a team, and then it's a spot for weakness and figure out, oh, what did they do that like we didn't do, or what did they do better, what mechanics did they use, what game, like what position did they take. Basically all of that will help you become a better player, as well as being able to um distinguish, like obviously playing main tank, you've got to know where you like where you're going most of the time, because the team is trusting you to call the rotations, and if you don't call them, that's gonna be a big issue, in my
Um,
opinion anyway.
It,
Yeah.
there was no communication. I'll just say that.
Oh yeah,
No one was in
that's a
voice chat.
given.
Right.
Yeah.
What elo is this, like silver, right?
No. At that time, I was gold actually.
Gold, okay. Yeah, I'm not to
Uh,
sound rude, but I'm not surprised there's no communication.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Even in Diamond, you can like go in and there's loads of
Eh,
people in chat, and then sometimes there'll be like nobody in chat.
yeah.
So,
So in Diamond, it's a very mixed bag.
mm,
Majority of my games that I play in, like, so one of my accounts is only like 3.3, but like them games, I get communication all the time. Um, Probably not the right calls, but at least it's something. Okay, that's another important thing. At least if you get communication, if even if it's wrong, at least you get it.
mm,
At least you get the communication.
Yeah. I'd
If you
rather
have,
get wrong communication
yeah,
than not at all. Yeah.
if you have absolutely zero communication, you're more than likely gonna lose the game.
Yeah.
Because
It's unwinnable.
what if the other team has communication? But if you both don't have it, then it's just kind of like who does their role better?
mhm.
That is like who plays their character better? Because like even in like masters lobbies and top 500, like the couple games I've played, I've had some games where I've had no comms at all.
Yeah.
But majority of my games, everybody talks.
Well,
Sometimes in the wrong way.
yeah.
sometimes in like sometimes like the quiet DPS player all of a sudden unmutes and starts flaming everyone. But majority of the time, it's actually good calls, and it's by usually the main tank. Like, because there's always going to be like a ball player or a Ryan player, and then there's always going to be like a Diva or Zarya. Like that's always what I've found. There's been a couple hog players, but they've actually been okay. Like they've been communicating what they're doing instead of like solo going on flanks and
Oh
like
God,
spawn camping.
I wanna be in your elo, man.
It's not worth it. I'll be honest. Um,
There is one thing that I would like to say as well. You don't have to, but if you really prefer having communication in your team, nothing's really stopping you from being the one to make the calls. So if
I'll give a tip for that actually.
yeah, feel free.
So
Oh no, I always start with that.
so
If I if Go ahead.
with communication, if nobody's talking, start the convo.
Yeah,
Just
that's
start
what I
the convo.
mostly do.
So
Yeah,
basically,
that's
like when you join voice, like this is what me and my friend did when we were doing on Smurf accounts. Basically, we started the conversation by saying hello team, and
Yeah.
then if people replied,
yeah.
we'd actually communicate. But if they didn't, if like nobody replied, we'd just kind of be like silent. However, we'd still make calls like sometimes because we both queued like DPS and whatnot. So like we both made calls every now and then, not all the time, because if nobody responds, then how are you guaranteed that they will actually listen to your calls?
Mm.
So
Yeah,
you kind of
can
just have to say like every now and then, make a call like, oh, somebody's like one shot or whatnot.
yeah. I'm sorry. Can we like just get like 2 5 minutes break real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
No
Yeah,
problem. No
yeah. I'm
problem.
sorry. I'll just be right back.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I've got a job
I'm back.
and stuff like that. I barely have enough
Mm.
time to commit anymore. So it's just kind of like, but also another thing,
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted me to like VOD review any main 10 games, just let me know.
Yes, that would be great. Yeah, I definitely want to improve and everything. Like even if I have a like full-time job, I'm still like as fully dedicated to getting better as a player. And I have been considering coaching for a while as well, which is kind of what kickstarted this whole kind of project as well. So I don't know, I've always just been in love with this game and all the educational content. There's so much depth to this game that it just I don't know, I just love it.
But yeah, for sure. Just let me know, and I'll see what I can do.
Nice. That's awesome. Thank you. Alrighty. So welcome back, Floats. So let's
Thank you.
see here. We were talking about, like you decided to go in and push. Again, DM, same thing as before. Don't use it unless it's like absolutely necessary. You're just kind of using it. You're reacting rather than making a decision, which is just like common in our elo. So just do things with more intent. Okay. Very worried about the Lucio again. We already went over this, so that's fine. Don't really need to say anymore. This all happens because of what we talked about before. Okay, you're asking for heals. Okay, even here, right? Oh, well, I just used the mouse. I shouldn't have. Just in general, right? You got demeched. The first thing here was fine. You went in there, you went into cover, you don't want to die. That's okay. But why are you like turning around again instead of running to the mega?
Checking if there's anyone coming behind me.
Okay, so are you aware of the walking speed of your character backwards and forwards? Do you
Yeah.
know? Okay, so if you're looking backwards while backing up, or looking this way while backing up, you're just gonna go there slower. So whether you're being chased or not, the best thing to do is just keep looking forward and walking forward, run to that mega, and go near your supports, run towards your supports. Because you're saying you weren't getting enough heals, right? But
Yeah.
how can they heal you in there? Right? They
Yeah.
can't because you're in there. And you definitely can't if you don't let me just open this up. If you don't make your way to the mega, you make your way to the mega's already used, okay. But Moira's on her way. She's gonna see that you need healing. She can heal you. Then you can like stand here, you can like spam. Or you can just, I don't know, go off the map. But I mean, here you can spam. Whichever is, it's fine. Spamming, I don't know. I would spam just because they're all there. But you can just jump off and, whatever. Or just die. That's fine. But I would go back here anyway, and she would be able to heal you. Then you can like spam in here. You can still shoot the Lucio that you really like shooting, and it would help you, remake. And then once you're remake, you can join, him, and you can help him push forward here. You might be missing another person, but the Moira is here. He also has a healing saying. He might put it down for you. You don't know. Not everybody is, out for themselves. Sometimes you might come across a soldier. I know I do sometimes. That's very thoughtful with their healing thing, and they don't just use it for themselves. But if you turn around and you look this way, you are sure to die. Over here, though, there's a much better chance of you still being able to support your team somewhat. What do you think, Chris?
In my honest opinion, you probably should get your mech back as quick as possible. So in this scenario,
Just die.
dying.
Mm.
Yeah. So there's no point in running back to the mega. There's no point in doing all of that. Just die, respawn, get your mech back, rejoin your team, and then push again. Like,
Okay.
because going to the mega and refilling 150 HP, what's the point?
True.
Like,
Very true.
so it's just kind of like wasted in my opinion. So like if you just die, respawn, and then basically you get everything back, you should be, and then you're like regrouped with your team then pushes, you then win fights because you're all grouped together. So it's just kind of like excuse me.
Wait.
Um
Oh, you're playing monkey now. Okay, I see. That's why
Come on,
I
you
was very
skipped- You
confused.
skipped far ahead.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? Where's Diva? I thought I like selected a different person or something, but no. Okay. Yeah, that's true. That is
Oh
true.
yeah, just a quick warning for you guys watch me play Winston.
Mm-hmm.
I used the jump to get in the thingy, get in the fight, and then died.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, we talked about it, and
Yes,
you already
indeed
know
did.
that it's a
Oh, I'm
mistake,
already
so
in
that's good.
pain and I haven't even watched it. Oh.
No, I'd just jump in, do a shield, and then realize that the shield dies so quick, and then die.
I
Yeah,
think.
that is a big issue.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
I think, in my honest opinion, you do not run monkey with a hog. You do not run monkey with a hog.
Mm.
Because what is the hog gonna do to allow you to stay alive? Nothing.
Nothing?
Exactly. In my opinion, with hog, the best tanks to go with
Baller
hog,
or Orisa?
Wrecking Ball,
Mm.
Sigma,
Or Sigma,
Orisa, or Ryan. Them four, and you're fine. Anything else, you're in a little bit of trouble.
Noted.
It can still work, but it's very risky. Diva can also work. Hold on, I'm dumb. Diva can also work. Other than that, you're gonna struggle a little bit more.
Not
'Cause,
even Zahyra?
Zarya's
Hog Zarya. Oh my god.
No.
The
I don't
the
know
old,
combos.
the
Moving
old
on.
old team classic. Holy dude. One of my old teams used to run Hog Zarya on King's Row. Do not ask me about Hog Zarya. Trust me, the coach was angry. He literally joined the VC and yelled at them. That's how bad it was. So, Hog Zarya can work, but just don't do it around me, please. Thank you.
Just don't.
Okay.
It's risky.
So, yeah. For this, we won't go on for too long because we're already at 1 hour 27 minutes, and I don't want to fill your head with too much stuff because you're not gonna remember all of it. I will advise you the same thing I was advised when I was coached by Gunther, which I completely agree with, which is the human brain cannot apply all the knowledge you just crammed into it like immediately just after. So I would not advise playing Overwatch immediately after you just had all this knowledge and trying to,
Oh yeah, I'm probably
that in.
gonna take
Yeah,
yeah,
just like
maybe
have
3-hour rest.
even just tomorrow, Just let your brain process all the information. I'm gonna make this into a YouTube video as well, so you can go back and look at it as many times as you want and take notes and whatever, but just don't rush into games trying to apply everything, because you're not gonna be able to. Your brain just cannot do that. So that's just gonna stress you out, because you're gonna go into games, you're gonna try and apply stuff, and then you're gonna be like, oh, why isn't it working? And you're also not gonna get results instantly. But what I'm gonna ask you before we continue is, do you still have the same opinion that you had before this coaching, that the reason you lost this was because your healers weren't healing you enough?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
mission successful. Nice. There we go.
Let's
I'm now satisfied.
yeah, let's take a tiny look at the Winston and see. Let's look at this
No.
beautiful death. I want to see this death now. This legendary death you just talked to us about. What are you do? What? Okay, what are you
He's
doing
AFK.
here? Yeah, what are you doing
Oh,
here?
no.
Twitter.
Don't tell me
Checking
you're.
Twitter.
No,
If you tell me
not
you were
Twitter,
typing in chat,
Discord.
if you were. You were typing.
Actually, I was actually, and I was talking to you.
Okay,
I was
you
talking to
you,
you.
you hit a good block with the hog hug, but why did you use your bubble there? This
Wait,
is
what?
angering me.
What?
I'm
Oh,
losing my
you
mind.
must be looking at something I'm not looking at yet. Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
I'm-
I've got his.
Yeah,
I've
he
got his.
skipped a little front.
Okay, so you jumped in, used your bubble. Yeah, something. I'll tell you something that a boger explained to me when he was coaching me on Monkey. Which I don't know why it never crossed my mind until he mentioned it, but it should have. But place the bubble for two reasons. One, to block cooldowns and protect your team, and the second one is, if you're zapping and you're starting to get low HP, then you place your shield because you're protecting yourself from dying, and then you can jump out of the fight and get healed by your support. Because if you're just using your bubble here for what did you block
The
here? You
hog.
blocked.
I blocked the hook.
Okay, you
But
blocked the
then
hook. Was
yeah.
that intentional? Is the very first thing I'm gonna
I-
ask, and be honest with me, was that intentional, or was that coincidental?
Let's just say
Mm-hmm.
I thought the hog was gonna stay.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
me, with experiencing a hog players, I know that the first thing he's gonna do is hook.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I placed the shield. In my mind, he's gonna shoot and then get me out of the shield.
Okay. Fair
But I
enough.
was lucky enough to put the shield first.
Okay. So let's say you did that just to make sure that you wouldn't get hooked, which is fine.
Yeah.
But in this case, you jumped in. Well, we all know you jumped in to go. To catch up with your team, I assume, right? You didn't know
Yeah.
that the hog was there. You weren't like diving the hog or anything.
Yeah.
Definitely, number one thing is never don't dive tanks. And I'll probably see you do that later, because that's just like a thing that low elo people do, including myself before I was coached on it. It's just like dive the first thing that you see on your screen, and usually that will be a tank. In this case, you just wanted to catch up with your team. However, I'm gonna ask you, where on your screen do you see your team here?
From my perspective,
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna go from the side and then go from the back.
Don't flank his monkey, please. Don't. Do not. No. Do not.
Yeah.
Please. Por favor. This should.
No, listen. This
You're
game
making
was
me
like
lose my mind, bro. I'm not even a main tank player anymore, and you're making me
No.
crazy.
no. Listen. This game was what like 1 week ago, 1 week and a half. Yes,
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
stopped playing. I stopped playing. Guys, crying.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, you're gonna have to learn all the tanks eventually, anyway, because Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2, two totally different things. You're gonna have to learn all the tanks. So this is just good to know. Even if right now you don't play Monkey that much, you are gonna have to play him eventually, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even
So
when he's like the worst tank in the game besides from Roadhog.
For the moment, yeah. Let's hope that it changes.
Yeah,
um,
Chris, wait. Chris, just so I can satisfy you, these three codes were the last games I actually played before I actually stopped playing competitive by myself.
And that makes me feel better. How?
Because you don't get to watch more shit.
Oh, thank God.
I
Um,
decided that I decided that these were the three lasts because
I
why not?
mean, okay. So, from what I'm watching, you are playing monkey incredibly wrong. First off, you're flanking. Why? Why are you taking an off angle when you're a main tank? You should be making space, not flanking. Second of all, you use your bubble way too early. Why? Um, you use it to block a hook. Nice, but you can tank the damage. You have health.
Mm.
You have health to tank the damage, and you have a mega literally right there. So like you can just grab that, have jump, whee, back out, and then you go back with your team, which is here.
and give all charge to your team as well, because they're just gonna heal the crap out of you.
Personally, these two supports don't really go well with a monkey.
Mm. Yeah,
This
and that
guy
would be better.
or this guy should swap to Anna.
Mm.
Preferably, Baptiste swaps to Anna. This guy goes to like Brick or something.
Mm.
There's a good protection for both. You're fine. You're chilling. You're good. But the way you're playing monkey, as painful as it is, it should not be played like this. You should not bubble so early. You've literally you've basically bubbled in your own spawn, and you've done it only to block one cooldown, which comes back in about 4 seconds or 5 seconds, however long the hog hook is.
Too short. Too short of a
Yeah,
cooldown and
too
too long
short.
of a
And
range.
then for you to walk out again, just for you to get hooked again. But obviously the
Yeah.
hog is looking to move out. He's gonna look to move main, or probably back out to the rest of his team.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I thought he was just gonna go against me, but he left.
Luckily enough, he has a
No,
brain,
see,
so
I was about to
he's gonna.
say he's being smart. He knows that it's just gonna be a
Luckily,
stalemate.
because basically because you have the player advantage as long as you're playing this,
Mm.
you have the man advantage because of these three at main.
Yeah.
They can just come out and then bam, it's a 4v1.
Mm.
He's not taking that fight because he knows the risk that it's gonna take because of these three.
I
So
doubt
he's
it.
gonna back. I mean, like, yeah,
We're
he missed the hug. So then
Mm.
he's like, okay, that's one potential risk of what's going on.
Yeah, he has one
And you're
last
like,
thing.
okay.
Mm.
So he missed the hook, and then his first initial thought is to back out, which is
Yeah.
actually a natural response.
Yeah.
Because I do it.
Mm-hmm.
If I miss a hook, I walk out. I walk back. I stay alive. Like I just play my life as careful as possible.
Mm.
If I miss the hook, or if the hook gets blocked, then basically you just play your life, wait for the cooldown, and go again. Um, but yeah, you should be monkey. You should be over here. Let me kill the board. Makes it more sense. Monkey.
Still with your jump, ideally.
No, yeah, with your jump because you use your jump to. So you have
3 more
your jump
seconds.
in 3 seconds. Okay. So you have jump in 3 seconds, and let me see what you do with it.
That's enough time to walk around. He chases
Okay.
the hog. Okay.
Chases hog. Keeps chasing the hog.
Mhm.
Jumps onto the hog. Okay. Jump only for
Out.
backing out. Out.
We already talked
Jump.
about this.
Jump only for out. Not for going in.
Mm.
Please. For the sake of my sanity. Don't even do it for improvement. Just do it for my sanity, bro.
The only
Jump
the only
out.
time you would be jumping in is say that you're running double bubble. So like
Yeah.
you have a Zarya that can literally like cover your
Okay.
ass as
What
you're
the
jumping
fuck?
in from far away, right? What do you mean what the fuck? What's up?
Did you accidentally share your screen or something?
I didn't accidentally. It did it by itself somehow. What? I wasn't even holding
But
my mouse.
okay. So the only
Anyways,
time that you use the jump cooldown if you're running double bubble with an Ana, with a brig, then you can use the jump to engage.
Mm.
If you do not have double bubble with an Ana or a brig or a Zarya,
Mm.
then you use it to back out to
Yeah.
keep yourself alive. Now, obviously, I have previously stated these two tanks do not go well together at all. Because
Yeah, I
how is
don't know. I don't
how
know
is
character combos.
how is he going to stay alive if he exists? I mean, he's dead right now, but um, what util, what abilities does the hog have that can keep the monkey alive? Absolutely zero, zilch, nada. The monkey is gonna get absolutely destroyed every single time he jumps in because of this goofy gun, the shotgun. Shotguns completely melt this guy. All the time, every single time, a shotgun completely ruins your health.
I
So
mean, it makes sense.
why are you taking a close fight with a shotgun?
Because
Um,
his tickle. Do you not
Yeah,
understand? He can tickle him.
Potato-
it's
potato
1.2 damage
IQ.
per second. Wow.
Potato IQ. Congrat me.
You're
Award
fine.
me for that.
But
It's
yeah, I
just a
think
low elo thing,
honestly,
man. Just as I said earlier, that I knew you were gonna go dive a tank because that's just the thing, and that's literally what you did. And it's not because
monkey
you,
sees action,
yeah,
neuron activation type bit. Yeah,
mm,
use your jump a lot more wisely because the most diveable target is the grandma.
the ground.
Look out for the grandma.
Yeah,
If you have a comp that allows yourself to dive, which clearly you don't, we're not thinking a Moira dive, okay?
mm,
We are not diving with a Moira. But
No.
you only have one character that can actually dive, and that's the Winston.
mm.
Everything else is used to anchor on point or anchor somewhere else and just completely stay in a position and hold the angle. Kind of like Valorant, but in Overwatch. Um,
I don't like Valorant. Don't make examples of Valorant,
so
please.
basically, in summary, do not play monkey with a hog.
Mm-hmm.
Do not play monkey when your entire comp does not enable you to dive. If this guy was running Ana instead of Bap, potentially you are able to dive. If one of these go Genji or Tracer, you can also potentially stick with the monkey and dive. However, none of your team allows you to do that because you can just jump in, die on cooldown, and respawn, then flame your team because only you are able to dive and not anyone else. And that's kind of the issue that I've found here. So, say if, for example, the best tanks with a hog is Sigma, Rhine. Obviously, I've said these before.
Yeah.
Diva, and like other stuff like Bull, Orisa, whatever. Basically, whatever you're comfortable with. Some are good. Some are okay with a hog because the issue is the hog. The hog is just an issue. But basically, just figure out what your other tank play is and just play around it if that makes sense. Because that's what I do as well. I just play around the other tank and whatever he picks. So say for
Yeah,
example, if he
same.
likes Hog, I'll play like Sigma or Diva. But if he goes like Diva or Zarya, I'll play depending on map. This is also very important. Depending on map, if it's like Watchpoint Gibraltar or Dive Over maps, I will play Monkey. If there's a Diva or a Zarya, I will play Monkey. If it's more of a Brawl favored map, I will play Rhine. If the Rhine doesn't work, I'll swap the Bull or something else. Something else I'm comfortable with. I'm comfortable with any tank, but like more expertise on a different character. If it doesn't work, swap.
Yeah.
If it because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're just gonna tilt. You're gonna mold. You're gonna flame your team. You're gonna do whatever.
And just like a
That's
wise
not
man said, if you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, that is the literal definition of
definition of
insanity.
insanity. Yep, exactly. That's why I keep playing Overwatch. Um, but yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say on that.
Hmm.
Just
I think
kind
it's
of
good
figure
that we
out.
leave it here because I'm pretty
It's nearly
sure
been
that we've
two
covered a
hours.
lot.
Christ.
Yeah, it's 1 hour 42, and I think that's
Holy dude.
especially he's never been coached before, so I think this is a lot of information. He mostly plays Diva, so it's a good thing that he gave me a game where he played Diva at the beginning. I know we didn't go through all the game, but as you can see, floats, there was a lot to examine even within the first 28% of the first cap. So I'd
Yeah.
say we're gonna
It's only 28%. What? Bro. Oh.
we're
Okay.
gonna, I'd say, end it here for now. We'll wait, until you feel like you might want some more knowledge and some more coaching. And when you feel ready for some more of it, because I know that, I won't be getting any volunteers anytime soon, I'd say. I'll still put up a post asking if there are going to be volunteers, and anyone watching, if you are silver or bronze or even gold, if you want to try and
Whatever
participate,
rank,
that's fine.
if need be, I can coach as well.
Or okay, great. That as well. Okay, if you're any rank higher, I will, hand the torch to him because I definitely
Yeah.
wouldn't be, confident in coaching anything higher than
Just
gold.
as long as it isn't support. I can coach support up to like 3.6. Everything else I can do up to like 4K. So
Yeah, I
whatever you
can
need,
I can
just let me
coach.
know.
I'm confident at coaching support up to like plat. That's as high as I'm comfortable coaching, to be honest, with support. But yeah, other than that, if we don't get any other volunteers, or even if we do, like whenever you feel you've applied as much knowledge as you can, feel free to let us know when you want to do it again, and we'll organize this again. And yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was a lot of stuff. I hope you took notes. If you didn't, this will be uploaded
I
anyway, so you can always rewatch it back however many times you want.
I did get some notes, but
Mhm.
something I'm very worried about while doing this is Chris.
Mhm.
I
Why?
am very I am very scared for Chris's sanity while he's doing this.
Oh,
That's
that's okay.
fine.
I'm sure
I
he's
am
used
very
to.
worried.
He's coached
No,
people
no,
before, so he's
yeah.
probably used to the disappointment.
Oh
Don't
yeah, oh
worry.
yeah.
Okay, no, okay, fair enough.
And
I've coached somebody from like bronze to diamond, so it's all good.
I think
Damn.
I'm gonna pick up the habit of Pico used to ask this a lot at the end of their VODs, and I think it's a good habit to have, just to see like if we're giving out too much information or too little. What have you learned from today? And there's no pressure in having to remember everything. Just tell me what it is that you do remember, what you've learned today. There's no right or wrong answer at all. It's just so that I know.
Don't
Yeah.
don't flank with monk and don't use jump to dive in and
Okay.
don't dive tanks.
Okay.
And positioning is very important and communication and healers, and make sure you're using great characters that match each other, not monkey and
Hog.
hog. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Do you have anything to add, Chris, before we end the coaching here? I know I have a scrim to
Uh,
get to soon, so.
no, nothing from me. So
Okay. Perfect. Thank you,
Nice.
Floats.
No, thank you guys, not thank me.
Well, thank you to both of you, because you put your
Yeah.
trust in me in doing this, even though I've never really properly coached anyone before. I've never been trusted with that, and obviously I prefer to doing that's in under supervision. I don't want to coach people in doing the wrong things. But I think it went well.
Don't be
Do
like
you
floats.
do you think do you think it went well, Chris?
yeah, my
Yeah,
throat hurts from how much I've poured.
I was about to say yes. He's not gonna end that without saying that. Yes.
My
Go
throat
ahead.
is actually killing me. It's on fire, but all good.
Drink
that's good.
milk.
That's good.
Just as long as everything that's been covered is like kind of taken in rather than just in one ear out the other.
Yeah.
That's chill. I mean, even if it is like, I don't even mind. But like, because you can always just go back and refer to it. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll make sure to upload it today. It'll
Oh no,
probably
don't
be
worry.
Goodness,
Take your
Zahyra.
time.
okay. Well, then maybe tomorrow before I
Yeah.
stream, I'll
ta-
upload it then.
take your time. I'm like going on like a vacation in like 4 or 5 hours from now.
Good, good. Take your time to let your brain process things. Our brain processes things even retroactively. So, just don't pressure it to try to remember everything. Just do your thing, go about your day as normal. Your brain will slowly just suck in all the information, and then you can always go back
My
to the
brain
video.
hurts.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It was a lot of
I have a
information.
headache.
Yeah, we technically went over time, but you were very interested, and both of us were kind of, sucked into the whole thing. So it was fine. But we'll try to
Yeah, it
keep it
was.
to 1 hour from now on, so that
Oh, I can
you're
talk for hours, bro.
you're fame. So. But yeah, that's it. And for anyone watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This is gonna be a series. Chris has agreed to making this a series. We obviously won't be uploading, periodically. It'll be whenever both him and I are able to adjust our schedule together, and whenever we
If
have
need
somebody
be,
who wants.
DM me on Discord. Link in name in the description.
Yes,
Plug
name
my-
will be in the description. You can DM him on Discord, if you want coaching directly with him. Otherwise, my Discord server will also be in the description, and you can always join in and request coaching from both of us. You can just do whatever. I'm not comfortable with coaching DPS at all. But
That's my expertise.
there
Come
we
my
go.
way if you need DPS coaching.
Perfect. But tank up to gold and support up to plat. I'll be more than happy to. And of course, I will ask Chris to be, supervising until he's like, yeah, you can do it on your own. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. If you're subscribed, great. If you're not, consider it because, it helps. And like the video if you like it. And if you don't, tell me what you don't like about it. I'll be doing my best to improve. In the meantime, have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.
And don't be like floats.
Bye,
Yeah, for real.
YouTube. Don't be like floats. Bye, YouTube.
Don't be like floats. Oh no.
Alrighty.